Hey everybody, welcome back to Swift Lessons for another rhythm guitar tip. One of the most tasteful and easiest ways of embellishing basic chord progressions is to throw in a little hybrid pick and lick. So today I'm going to share with you a classic lick that you can apply to a blues 1-4-5 progression in the key of E. It's going to work over each chord, the 1, the 4, and the 5. Let's break that down. Okay, a close look at the fretboard, getting started learning how to apply this classic lick to the 1, 4, and 5 chords over a blues in the key of E. This is going to be something that you can weave into your strumming patterns. For example, an E major, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just like that. Okay, so let's get it down. We're starting off fretting an E major chord. Frets 2 on the A, 2 on the D, and 1 on the G. Strumming E to E. Alright, we're going to begin by striking the root note, the low E string. Then, using our middle finger, hybrid picking, we're going to pluck the G string as we hammer onto the first fret. Alright, so next, with our ring finger, we're going to grab the high E string before going back to the low E string. That's a great place to stop and practice. Alright, if you're counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and up. Alright, now we're going to grab the 3rd fret of the B string with the pinky and pluck that note using our middle finger. Alright, now we're applying the dominant 7 chord. From there, it's just going to be all strumming. Up, down, up, as we fill in the rest of the measure. Alright, one more time real slow, get it into your ear. Alright, now the next thing I want you to do is practice it nice and slow, get it into your muscle memory. And when you're ready, I want you to see if you can kind of alternate back and forth between strumming through a measure and applying the lick. So, bass, up, down, bass, up, lick. Up, down, up, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, if you can play that, then you're ready to move on to learning this classic phrase over the 4 chord A major or A dominant 7. Alright, get that into your ear. Alright, so this is going to be a bit trickier because we got to stretch our fingers out more. But I'm picturing an A major chord played with a bar using the index finger. Alright, that's going to be frets 2 of the D, G, and B strings. I'm going to start off striking the root note, then slide minor 3rd to major 3rd on the B string. I'm plucking that note with my middle finger. Alright, next I'm going to reach my pinky out to the 5th fret high E string before going back to the root note. It's a good place to stop and practice. Alright, get that into your muscle memory. It's all about slow, careful repetition. Alright, next, reach for the dominant 7, which is going to be a G note. Right there, 3rd fret high E string. Now right there, that's a complete phrase. From there, we're just going to fill up the measure, once again with an up, down, up. Alright, you put that together and we have the lick over the 4 chord. And now I'm just using my middle finger in conjunction with my pick. But you can be creative with how you mix up the pick, middle, and ring fingers. Alright, from there we can return back to the 1 chord, give it a shot, see if you can remember it. Alright, now we have one more chord to learn how to apply this classic phrase to, and that's going to be the 5 chord, B dominant 7. Frets 2, 1, 2, 0, 2 on the high E string. Here we're gonna play. And real slow. Okay, so here I'm grabbing the 2nd fret of the A string, the root note B. Then once again with my pick, I'm hammering to the 1st fret of the D string, before grabbing the open B string and returning back to the root. Alright, next, using the middle finger, I'm gonna grab that dominant 7 note, 2nd fret of the G string. From there, once again, up, down, up to finish the measure. Okay, so practice each of those licks over each chord independently, and then see if you can start putting them together in a row. So, the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. If you can do that, then you're ready to learn a little practice routine, applying what we just learned to a 12-bar blues. Okay, now moving into section 2 of this lesson, learning how to apply this classic hybrid pick and phrase to the 12-bar blues. Remember the progression first. We have the 1 chord for 4 measures, followed by the 4 chord for 2, back to the 1 chord for 2, the 5 chord, the 4 chord, and then back to the 1 chord for 2 measures. Alright, it's gonna look and sound something like this. A 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Bass, up, down, up, lick. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and lick. Back to the 1. Lick. The 5, the 4, and the 1. Alright, and just like that, we can apply this great hybrid technique to your strumming patterns. Okay, so let's give that a try. We're starting off on the 1 chord, just a basic E major chord, strumming through it for 3 measures. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. One more time. Bass, up, lick. Up, down, up, just like we did before. Now, moving to the 4 chord, A major, I recommend playing it with the middle, ring, and pinky first, so that way you can let that high E string, that open high E, ring through. Bass, up, down, bass, up, down, up. Then the lick over A, using the bar. Alright, that's so classic. Alright, then we're back to the 1 chord, first strumming for a measure, then the lick. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. So you can see how we're using this lick to set up some tension, introducing the dominant 7 only at the tail end of each chord change. Alright, then we're on to the 5 to 4 change, B7 to A7, 1 measure apiece. Then switch to the 4. Alright, then of course we're back to the 1 chord to finish up. Bass, up, down, bass, up, down, up. And as you can see, this is a great way to end a tune as well. You don't have to pluck that B string by itself. Instead, to end the tune, just strum through that E dominant 7 for a bluesy cliffhanger. Alright friends, I hope you enjoyed this technique and that it's going to inspire a little creativity. If you want to enjoy today's lesson with tabs and also Guitar Pro and Sound Slice, you can head to patreon.com/swiftlessons, where I have a growing library of specialized resources. I want to thank all my patrons for making these lessons possible. I hope you're enjoying those extra resources. And until next time, this is Rob coming at you from the Jersey Shore, saying happy picking.